Hi there! Today you're going to learn about how to get onto Teachscape and activate your account. Your first step will be to get to the new portal by going to portalnew.lwsd.org. You will then see this homepage pop up for you, and you will go down to under Professional Learning and click on Teachscape Professional Growth and Evaluation System. From here, you're going to click on Activate Account. Enter in your LWSD email and click Submit. An activation email will be sent to you, so you will need to go ahead and check your mail at mail.lwsd.org for further instructions. There should be a link in there for you. I'm going to be using a dummy account for this. Please use your actual username, which is your email, and the password that you created once you got the activation email. And then click Login. And then this will be your home page for Teachscape this year. In order to navigate Teachscape, there are two ways to get to your workflow, which is again your timeline or things that you need to do. One way is to just click on Teachscape Reflect right here, and it will bring you to your, again, workflow, and this is actually how it looks this year. The other way is to go back to the home page and begin with the Reflect button up here at the top. Now, the first thing you want to check once you have your account activated and you are into your account is to see who your evaluator is and to see what they've placed you as in terms of the strand. So you want to check that you are comprehensive or focused. If you are not seeing the correct strand, you need to email help desk because they are the only ones that can actually change this for you. Our first task after we have activated our account and double checked our strand to see if it is correct is to do the teacher self-assessment, which you will find in your workflow. The nice thing about the workflow is that they actually provide you with dates of when it needs to be completed. So what you need to do is click on the teacher self-assessment button, and you can actually schedule it, so you can set a timeline for yourself and it will pop up in your Outlook, or you can go ahead and click Observe Now, which I'm going to do, and it's going to ask me if I would like to start, which I would like to start. Now, there's a place for you to add notes and evidence. This is something that will not be viewed by your admin that is evaluating you, unless you want to take a couple extra steps to do so. But I'm going to go ahead and click Score for now so that I can start scoring my self-assessment. After I've selected Score, it will take me to the components that I need to score myself on. Over at the top will be the actual component, and you'll notice that there is a number and then a title for the category. These numbers correlate with Danielson, so they will be familiar items that you guys will recognize. Other items in here are the student growth goals, which there are 5 of them. So you will do a total of 27 different components that you will be self-assessing. The way that you self-assess is by simply checking the box that you feel is your level of performance. What you'll want to check out before you actually click unsatisfactory, basic, proficient, or distinguished is the I button. The I actually has the statement from the rubric that we are used to seeing from Danielson model. Another really cool attribute of Teachscape, though, is the Show Critical Attributes. You just click on that and it expands the window. And it will show you a little bit more in-depth information about that particular level that you are assessing yourself on. And you can actually click through here. Once you've determined what you think you are, go ahead and click Next, and you will proceed to do this for the remainder of the categories. So again, there are 27 that you will be going through. Once I have completed my self-assessment, it will take me to a summary page. If you would like to view the full summary, meaning you can see the notes that you wrote, click on full summary. This is also a place where you can print off your self-assessment for your records. What you will want to double check before clicking submit is that you have accurately scored all of the components, and you'll notice it says when you haven't, it says none. So what you will need to do is you will need to score that before you click submit, otherwise it won't let you. So you just click the little caret up here next to score, and you identify the one that has none, and you click on it. And you go ahead and give yourself a score. And then you can go ahead and go back to your observation summary, and it should update for you, which mine did. So at this point, I'm now ready to submit. If I weren't and I wanted to spend some more time on this, I could say save for later and go through the steps I showed you earlier to get back in and edit. But I am going to click submit, and it's going to ask me if I'm ready to do this and if I want to share this with my observer. Oops, sorry about that, something popped up. I am not going to be sharing this with my observer, but by clicking yes, it won't actually send it to them. Okay, so I want to make that very clear. You will not be sending your self-assessment to your administrator. Now, if you would like to actually have your administrator see your self-assessment, you are going to click edit, and down here where it says confirm, this is what you will click if you would like to share with your admin, which I'm going to do now. And it's going to ask you, do you really want to do this? I'm going to say yes. So I've now done my self-assessment, and I have shared it with my observer. Once I have completed my self-assessment, it will say when I completed it and when I confirmed it or shared it with my administrator. And I can still get in here and review, but I can no longer actually edit the document. Once you've completed the teacher self-assessment, you do not need to do anything else at this time. Just for your information though, there are a few other items on here that we will be getting to throughout the rest of the year. The first is the PGE support team meetings. There are 4 of them that you will be doing. I'm going to show you that really quickly. The first one is in here, and essentially you will click start. Again, you do not need to do this right now. You will list your team members in here, and unfortunately you do have to do this every single meeting. It doesn't repopulate like the old system did. And then your goal you don't actually get to until the very bottom down here. So some of the information you'll fill out before is kind of the rationale for the learning standards that you're going to target with this goal, as well as the instructional period and some of the evidence that you believe you'll use, and then your baseline, so meaning like your pre-assessment information. And then any other additional notes, and you'll click save and finish for later. You're not actually going to submit your first meeting log until after your goal conference. Some of the other things you'll see in here is your goal setting conference, which we will go over later, different ways to write the student growth goal that you will have to do if you are in the comprehensive strand. Informal observations and formal observations. Both you and your administrator can add artifacts into this, which again we'll talk about later. The special circumstances is actually for people on a plan of improvement, so that won't apply to all of you. And then again, this summative evaluation will kind of come at the end of the year. So each of these different items on here, we will be doing training over the course of the year. Go ahead and feel free to look through them, but I don't recommend starting any at this point. So again, your only task is to make sure you've done the teacher self-assessment, and then you may log out, which is up here underneath the caret. And then you are done for the day. Congratulations.